and welcome again to airgunweb.com. My name is Rick Utzler, and I'm very glad that you could join us again today. There seems to be a real trend here at Airgun Web as we look at new products that are unique to the airgun industry. This new gun we're going to look at today is by Norica, and it comes out of Spain. Now, I've had a little exposure to this particular brand because one of my first air guns happened to be a Beeman GH950. Come to find out, Beeman actually contracted with them to build that rifle. I was impressed with that rifle then, and I'm impressed with this rifle today. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what it looks like. As we open this up, you can see that the rifle fits very well in this case, and it's held securely by these styrofoam insets. What's different is this is not the standard sort of styrofoam that breaks very easily. This stuff's very rugged and it's glued right into the box, so the rifle will not shift around. Let's take the plastic off. This rifle comes complete with a user's manual, some pellets, and a very nice red dot scope. It came pre-mounted on the gun, and actually as I started shooting it was very close to being sighted in, although I did have to tweak it a bit. Let's go ahead and throw this up on our gun toolbox and we'll get a real good look and a close-up at this rifle. One of the things that really stands out with this gun is the fact that it's just so compact. This rifle actually takes the mechanics and slides it back, and it utilizes sort of a bullpup design, and when you pull the trigger you actually hear the release back here. It's pretty wild because the effect is a much shorter and more compact gun, but you don't lose any power or velocity. Let's take a look at some of the other features. I'm going to move the camera closer so we can get a really good close look. Alright, let's go ahead and just walk our way down this rifle. We start here at the front. You have a very nice little muzzle brake, which just helps somewhat with the cocking. The barrel is very short and goes to right about there. You've got some really nice pickaninny rails on both sides of this rifle. Very easily you could mount a laser or a light on those. That's pretty cool, I think. I haven't seen a stock that's incorporated that right out of the box so far, so that's very, very cool. It's got, of course, got your pistol grip, and then the stock of the gun. A neat feature is this section here is adjustable. As you can see, I have it extended out because without that, the gun is so short it actually won't even sit in our case here. It ships with this red dot scope, and what's very nice is it's extremely wide objective on this scope. I wish it was a little brighter than it is, but all in all it works very well even in the sunshine. I would imagine that indoors it would be outstanding. One of the things you're going to find with this rifle is because the scope is mounted so high above the rifle, it's going to cause some issues as you change ranges. Now, because this is a red dot scope, and I wanted to stick just with the stock gun for this, I have it sighted in for 10 yards. So as we move beyond 10 yards, however, as you can see, the angle is going to kind of be more down as you get to the 10 yards. And what happens as you back up, that angle actually continues down, and so you start shooting lower and lower as you pass that point of impact. So this whole design, while it looks very, very cool, it does have limited functionality, and so when you get past what you have it focused for, you're going to have to adjust for that, so just definitely keep that in mind. A way around that would be to mount a very nice scope on here with, say, some mil-dot range estimation. That would allow you to really spend some time practicing with the gun and be able to know exactly what part of the reticle you need to be on depending on your range. The trigger system's actually not too bad. As I said, there's mechanics in here, so when you pull this trigger, you actually hear the mechanism working back here. Because of that, the trigger pull is a little bit hard, although it's relatively smooth. It's better than I expected, and it's pretty nice. We have already mentioned the idea that the back of the stock here allows you to adjust for pull length. That's very, very cool. I had a friend of mine come over and work with this gun the other day, and he's a bigger, taller guy than I am, and he was able to extend this out and get a really good, comfortable shooting position. Let's take a look at some of the velocities now. Because this is such a short, compact gun, I really expected it to be on the low end of velocities. Let's see what we get. We have a high of 664 feet per second, a low of 653 feet per second, an average of 658 feet per second, with a difference of 11 feet per second. As far as I'm concerned, the rifle certainly has the looks. It has decent velocity, but what really matters is can it hit the bullseye. So let's go set the camera up and see what kind of groups we can get. Let's go ahead and wrap up this look at the Norica Goliath 88 rifle. When it came to shooting the Norica Goliath 88, one of the things I noticed is that the balance was very, very different than other spring air rifles. Because some of the mechanics have been shifted behind the trigger, the balance of the rifle is definitely different than many other spring air guns. Another one of the challenges to try and get very, very tight groups was the fact that any sort of deviation to your head position with relation to the red dot scope causes your point of impact to change. So when you go to shoot this gun, you're going to have to make sure you hold it exactly the same every time. And what I found is actually not to rest my chin on this on the butt of the gun, but rather leave my head up above it and don't even try and rest my cheek on it. That gave me the best results. If I were to give some advice to Norica about this rifle, one of the things I would say would be to drop this handle down towards the receiver and put some better optics on this rifle. Something that has maybe even a compact scope that has a very long eye relief would be more practical than this red dot scope being so elevated off the gun. I want to say thanks again to the folks over at Pyramid Air. They provided this rifle along with all the supplies. So the next time you're looking for your next air gun or your next batch of supplies, please make sure to visit their website at www.pyramidair.com. My name is Rick Utzer with airgunweb.com. Until next time, please shoot safe and have a whole lot of fun.